lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh. Man, I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. I've been driving this train. he is in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day.
Okay, let's go. My audio was there was an issue with it, but I've figured it out. Thank you so much, Bobby, for highlighting that. I said we'll talk about Romelu Lukaku. We'll talk about the possibility of Chelsea signing Jadon Sancho. We'll talk about Enzo Maresca, his presser, things he said about Mykhailo Mudryk. And then we'll talk about Chelsea's golden boy and Estevao Willian, who's made it into Brazilian national team just at the age of 17. That doesn't happen all the time. We'll talk about Raheem Sterling's future, the possibility of Victor Osimhen joining Chelsea Football Club, Tino Anjorin, who seems as if he's been on the scenes for 1,000 years. And we'll talk about Enzo Maresca, my manager, who doesn't take prisoners, and I'm loving that. And then we'll talk about the elephant in the room, in Romelu Lukaku. More importantly, I do hope you're doing well. It's a 12:03 p.m. my time. I know it's morning for some people, whatever time it is for you. I'm saying hello to you, and I wholeheartedly do hope that you're doing well. No matter for what, I'm not gonna. We'll talk about that in a bit. Holla, Coach Oladipo Mesole Jude. Nice to see you, my New York bro. And my father, nice to see you. I appreciate you. And the Blue Gallery. I can't pronounce that correctly. Good morning and nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. Good evening, he says. It's still noon. It's noon for me. Breaking news: Romelu Lukaku to Napoli. Here we go. Chelsea accept a 30 million euros, not pounds. Okay, we'll get to that in a bit. Chelsea accept. Just give me one second here. Let me correct something on my screen because I'm not using the presentation screen yet. So usually it's not easy to accommodate people. I have to make some adjustment before this the screen becomes public. Okay, there you go. I think that works. Let's go with that. So yeah, give me one second here. I'm looking at, yeah, thank you, Vic, for that update. We'll talk about it in a bit. And just go away, Vic, and leave me alone. Nothing will ever go away. I'm not reading that. Wow, goodbye indeed. IB, nice to see you. It's been a minute. I hope you're good. And my bro, GFC Gavin, we have something delicious planned with GFC Gavin and Ty Tabejo, and also my bro, Almighty Blues CFC. Thank you so much, Bobby, for reminding me. GFC Gavin, you know what to do. Feel free, bro. And I wholeheartedly do mean this. You are my brother. Trigger the comment so people can go check out your YouTube channel. So I appreciate you, bro. Obi Madoba, Obi Kerenke, Obi Barajinobi, Obi. Obi, nice to see you, Mr. Obi. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you once again. I hope, sincerely do hope that your absence means that you've been busy. I understand. Bills don't pay themselves, but always nice to see you, my brother. I do hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for finding the time to join us for this day, for the daily Chelsea transfer news show. I haven't figured out the most correct way to say the name, but Mr. It would be nice to see you. Yep, I'm back. You didn't try to find me to pay for some palmy wine for me. Thought my phone was broken for a second. Just leave me back alone. But Mr. It'll be nice to see you, Vic. The elephant has left the room. We'll get to that in a bit. I think we are starting with that. Nice to see you, Prince Mohas. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And to all of you in the chat, I can't read everybody's comments right now, and we have to be good. My first fight with Tavejo was about Romelu Lukaku, but we're not going to get into that right now. Napoli, yep, we are taking him back. Yep, okay, we get to that in a bit. Just give me 1 second here, but thank you to all of you. Please go and subscribe to Tabejo's YouTube channel. Let him know I sent you. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Sincerely do appreciate you all. And GFC Gavin, also go check out his YouTube channel. Let him know I sent you. Let's help him grow. We are selfless, and that's the reason why we're growing. And believe me, I'm serious about that. Selflessness is the reason why GFC Gavin Tabejo, all of us, we're growing as quickly as we're growing. We'll become big accounts soon by the grace of God. Finally gone. So without much of your time, we get into you can say discussing the items we have lined up. I appreciate you all for finding the time to join me. I have to do this. I haven't shared my screen on the presentation window. Just give me 1 second. There you go. Okay, yep. 1 second. Let me make sure it is ready. Okay, let's have it like this, and we go for it. And there you go. We have it on the screen. I'm going to say, it's time to say goodbye. It's an Italian song, actually, by, I think, Andre, is it pronounced, his last name is pronounced Brucelli. I can't remember, but it's a song I love so much. Time to finally say goodbye to Romelu Lukaku. He's been a pain in the neck, or how do you correctly say that, for us Chelsea fans and the hierarchy. Finally, he's gone. I think it's worth celebrating. And before we do anything else, let's let the balloon fly, and also the fireworks. Finally, the elephant has left the room, and believe me, I think you'd agree with me. It's important that we celebrate that in a special way. So I'm going to go back to this particular window where we have these. Give me 1 second here. Apologies. I'll come back to the panelists to speak their mind, so we can hear how they feel about Romelu Lukaku finally leaving our beloved club. I'm happy. He saves us a lot of money, his salary and everything else. So where's the balloons? These are the balloons here. That will be. Yes, people, we are celebrating because Romelu Lukaku finally has left our club. Or if you prefer, the elephant has finally left the room. And that's not easy. It is indeed worth celebrating, and we're doing just that. I'm going to start with you on the panel before Bobby. Let's hear you. Finally, Lukaku is gone. What difference does it make? Does he open the window for us to sign Victor Osimhen? Do you think it's still be difficult to get the deal to bring Victor Osimhen to Chelsea Football Club? Football Club will still be difficult. But let's say to Beho, thank you for joining me, brother.
Yeah, big up, bro.
Big up to you too.
Was necessary to celebrate to piss me off. It's fine.
No, seriously, I'm celebrating. This is Bailey's Irish cream, a glass of it. No, I can't finish a glass of it. Just let's say a quarter because it's strong. But let's hear you.
Yeah, finally the saga's over. We've been loaning him season after season. Now is off our books finally, and hopefully this deal and potentially Raheem Sterling leaving Chelsea, I think might open a space for us to get likes of Victor Osimhen, because I think we really need.
Do you think that is the case? Do you think that's the case? Do you think his departure means we'll be able to get Victor Osimhen still over the line, or do you think still his salary will be an issue?
I think his salary will be an issue, but again, if we'll be able to let go of Lukaku, and let's say Lukaku, Ben Chilwell, and Sterling in the same window, bro, we save a lot of money. So that means we're going to have a space for Victor Osimhen. So overall, besides thinking about Victor Osimhen, I think this deal is finally over. I'll be supporting Napoli. I hope Antonio Conte wins the league right now because of Lukaku, my boy. My boy.
And do you think it works out for him? Let's say this. I'm quite sure you've heard this more than a million times. People are always advised not to go back to their ex. Uh, um, Lukaku's case, do you think it works out for him? I think he's gonna struggle. He doesn't have he doesn't have what's his name? He doesn't have Lautaro Martinez, but the Napoli guy, the one yeah, I can't say his name correctly, even if I try, no matter how hard I try. He's not Lautaro Martinez. He's a fine creator, but do you think he would want to live under the shadows of Romelu Lukaku, him just being the creator for Lukaku? And Lukaku, you could say, uh, soaking up all the you could say glory while he how what's the correct language for it? He languishes under Lukaku's shadows. Let's say do you think he'd be able to replicate his Inter Milan time under Antonio Conte at Napoli? Do you think that's possible?
Yeah, I think so, Coachella, because remember, Antonio Conte and Lukaku are one thing. So Antonio Conte knows how to use Lukaku. Also, Lukaku knows what Conte needs. So overall, I think Lukaku will do well at Serie A. And this is the best league for him because he thrives there. And then I know at England he did well for Everton and Manchester United with Chelsea it's history. So overall, I think he'll do well at Napoli. And I'll be watching Napoli from the day they officially announce him.
Here's what I'm going to say. I think it's possible, given that his time at you could say his exploits at Inter Milan it was largely defined by the manager's approach, not necessarily the players he played with. The Napoli guy, which let's say we can't say his name correctly, can be that Lautaro Martinez for him, but only time will tell. But I always advise people never go back to your ex, but that's just me. We get to Bobby in a beat. Thank you, people. Go and check out GFC Gavin's YouTube channel. Be sure to tell him I sent you. Let's help him get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. And my bro is in the house. I don't even like him, but I always like to shout him out. The blue to forget. Nice to see you, brother. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. I know you've been popping champagne. I know how hard you prayed for Romelu Lukaku to leave us, or how hard you prayed for the elephant to leave the room. But always nice to see you, my bro. We have EPL top and CFC not included. Osimhen in this deal means we want him as on loan, or we want someone else, or maybe I don't know. It's complicated, really. I can't even speculate. Guys, wait for Lukaku to sign his contract before enjoy it. No, 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 no. I'm not doing that. I'm already. I told you what I'm sipping on right now. No need to mention it again. And the Bluetooth again here is saying we need a Kepa to Bournemouth. Here we go for the victory to be complete. I think I agree with you. With an obligation for a permanent purchase and our celebration. For Dino, big up to you too. Nice to see you. Let's get to Bobby. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. Bobby, how do you feel about it? And do you think Lukaku's departure opens the door for the possible for us to be able to get the Victor Osimhen's deal over the line? Because rumors are we're still interested in signing him regardless of our irrespective of our concern that his arrival could stifle the development of what's his name Nicholas Jackson. But let's hear you. And by the way, I'm looking for the tweet in question, the Bluetooth again. Let's hear you, Bobby.
Yeah, I don't know what the "Here We Go" was that a Fabrizio "Here We Go" for Lukaku.
No, let me read it for you. Napoli, here we go. Verbal agreement in place between clubs. Chelsea accept 30 million euros fixed fee plus add-ons up to 15 million euros for 45 million potential package. Permanent transfer brokered by Ali Barat for Epic Sports. Lukaku will sign a 3-year deal at Napoli until 2027.
Okay, well, it is something to celebrate to finally get rid of him. 30 million isn't really what euros is, a paltry sum, really. But he was always going to be the person that would cost us money to get rid of. I think going forward, we need to learn from this sort of deal. We also need to be realistic in our open criticism of certain things that are blatantly obvious. Um, and we move on. Yes, it is a cause for celebration because he's been hanging around us like a millstone around our neck for for what, 3 seasons now. So we move on. I think this in terms of Victor Osimhen. Um, Quite clearly, the for want of a better word or expression, the letting go of Ben Chilwell and um, Raheem Sterling. Yes, they were footballing decisions in the first place because if they were excellent ballers, constantly fit, the club wouldn't be thinking that way. But the fact that in the case of Sterling, he's not been successful on the pitch. In the case of Chilwell, he's not been available on the pitch, and those two things, coupled with their performances, has put them on, has marginalized them. Another big, big, big thing about this is their wages. They're being paid too much money
We,
for what
we,
for what
we
they
mhm.
for what they're offering the club, and it only makes financial sense to ditch it. Now, I believe that the ditching of these two, if it can happen, as well as Lukaku, will equip Chelsea to be able to break their wage structure, if need be, for a marquee striker. That's very possible. But this marquee, if you're going to force a club that is working within strict financial payrolls to make you an exception, you have got to perform. You're not here to joke around. You have got to perform. That's where my concern with Victor Osimhen is. He's not had a preseason, and even when he has, he's yet to really show he's 100% that marquee, as it were. To me, that's not a showstopper. I think it's best to not to have been and come to a club and be than the other way round. So I don't know. This is where the skill of the sporting directors come to play. And to be honest, they've been showing themselves to be very good. The deal they did for João Felix, amongst many, is showing that they're very skilled at what they do. If Osimhen is a target, they will get him probably at a reduced wage. I think Osimhen was deceived into everything to do with the finances around him. Certainly in Europe, it wasn't. They were short-sighted on the financial regulation side in terms of putting 100 million buyout clause on him, and they were short-sighted in increasing his wages to that ridiculous extent that has hampered his transfer. Look, I don't know what's going to happen next week in particular. Somebody might come and drop the money for him, drop the wages, and walk away with him. Who knows? It's not likely, but it's very, very possible, especially towards the end of the window. I think he needs to take a realistic look at himself, a realistic look at his wages. If I were him, I would join Chelsea Football Club's um, incentivized wage structure. It will take the pressure away from him and it will give him the opportunity to really be that man he at least thinks he is and be the fulcrum of getting the club into, back to the Champions League and winning trophies that will indeed give him the financial increments he seeks for. There's nothing better than getting the money that you actually deserve.
Mhm.
You carry a Champions League trophy and the club increases your wages. Everybody feels good about it. Look at Cole Palmer. The club gave him a increment, an increased contract, and everything. There's not one person, including Cole Palmer, and including the Chelsea hating media, that feels bad about it. Everybody thinks, okay, well done, it was justified, and go ahead and do more. So that's my position. Nobody knows, and of course, Chelsea won't make it too clear how they're going to roll with Osimhen. But it just seems that to me, once Lukaku's done, Osimhen will follow not too far behind because he's now a financial pressure to to Napoli. He was always a financial pressure, but he's an
If that
extra.
happens, yeah,
He's an extra financial pressure now because
yeah. Go
Lukaku's
ahead.
coming. Yeah, Lukaku's going to them at a reduced wage, but it's still not peanuts, So they're going to have to get rid of Osimhen, and I think they'll work with Chelsea or whoever is interested to make that happen within the next few days.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate that. It's believable that he's the patch opens the door for Osimhen's arrival. At least we have the right to believe and hope that it happens. As I've said before, I was on the fence, but now I'm in the compound. I hope it happens. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes that do go along with. Sincerely do appreciate you all. I'm concerned about the
I mean,
connection
to
because
be
they're doing
honest,
some maintenance work. I hope that's
to be
not the
hon-
case. It still looks good.
to be honest, from
Go ahead.
everything we've
Were you saying
seen,
something?
yeah, from everything we've seen, Coach, Osimhen will definitely fit into this Chelsea side. He has a role to
Mhm.
play, and he will score goals. You see the opportunities, you see the balls being put,
I think
on a plate.
you brought that to Piton. Well, I know you should be in bed. Were you saying something, Bobby?
No, I've said what I was saying.
Let's hear your thoughts. Also, the elephant finally is has left the room, or maybe on the verge of leaving the room. Or we can all agree will most definitely leave the room. What do you make of it? Do you think that opens the door for the arrival of Victor Osimhen? I mean, it's believable to argue yes, of course, because he was at the club even after taking a pay cut, in my opinion. So now that he's freed up that, Napoli would want to sell Osimhen certainly, because even though he's taking a pay cut, it's still be huge. He's still probably most likely will be one of the top runners at Napoli. But let's say you, Dante.
Yeah, big up, coach. Big up, Bobby.
Dante, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, big up to you. Let's hear
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
big up, coach. Big up, Bobby. Tobago's
yeah.
gone.
Let's
So,
hear you. Yeah, crystal
yeah,
clear.
big up everyone in the chat. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, Operation Dumbo Drop successful. Finally, he's finally out. So, yeah, good news. Very good news. Celebration
That go
stream.
ahead, keep speaking. I'm gonna go out and keep and come back in just like a beautiful game suggested.
No problem. Yeah, great news. Amazing news, actually. He's finally gone. So, yeah, the price is not bad. I thought they would probably reach an agreement around that price. Napoli 25, we wanted 40. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be somewhere in the middle, around the 30 mark. So it looks like they agreed on the 30 million, and then obviously add-ons as well. So we're not sure what those add-ons are yet. For what? Probably for winning the Scudetto, most likely top goal scorer. Who knows what the add-ons on? But I'm sure they're pretty hard. There won't be easy add-ons. But anyway, it's good. 30 million is a good result. I'm very happy with that. Uh, I'm sure a lot of our fans are very happy with that. He's finally gone, finally off the books as well. So yeah, it's a big win for me. We don't have to worry about him anymore. We can move on to the next one. In the case of Osimhen, how it's linked, like I said, it's never going to be a swap deal or included. It's always going to be a separate deal because they're too complicated, and yeah, swaps are very hard to do and not really beneficial usually for both parties. So yeah, like you were saying, Osimhen's the highest. Yeah, he's the highest by far. Yeah, he's the highest by far. I think 140,000 or so. He's the highest um, earner at Napoli. So yeah, they will definitely want to get him off the books. I think that was the plan all along, because if they can't get him off the books, they're going to be in trouble financially. So he's definitely going to leave. Now, if it's us, we'll have to see. Could be someone else. I'm still in the 50-50 camp on him. I still think it's definitely still 50-50. It's no certainty. Um, just because he doesn't want to reduce his wages. The agent fees are very high. So we'll just have to see if we come to a compromise. It's going to keep going and going to the last minute of the transfer window, I think. We'll see how long we're interested and how long we stick to that. Um, we could surprise and buy a different striker completely, and just like we did with Neto out of nowhere, and we just sign another striker, and then that's it. And Osimhen. So I did keep saying we're probably going to try to get that loan. I keep pushing for that. I said that for a long time, that we're trying to get a loan, because spending this much money on players, especially with Neto coming in, Felix coming in, it's going to be hard to add him this year in this year's books as a permanent transfer. It is still possible, of course, but we need to sell pretty well. So the players we still have to sell, we have to sell them pretty well. So we've got to get those done pretty quickly. So we might be waiting for that as well. It's yet to be seen, but I think, yeah, we're still pushing 100% for that loan, with an obligation to buy, but probably to buy only for next year, so it can go on next year's books, so it doesn't complicate things. So um, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm still 50-50 on it. I'm not sure if we'll get it done. If we do, I'm happy. If we don't, it's fine as well, because I'm sure we've got another striker lined up. And even if we really don't, we're still not too bad. So yeah, I don't mind.
And just to be more specific here, do you think the fact that his salary now will be off our books? Do you think uh, with that, Osimhen's salary wouldn't be an issue for us, because he'll be around the same number with him gone, and Raheem Sterling definitely will be leaving, irrespective of how that happens, whether we end up paying him off or anything else. Do you think you can say the fact that Lukaku is gone, that Osimhen's salary won't be an issue?
No, it's a big issue.
Hmm.
I don't see the structure, the way everything is. You can't give a player, even though it's Osimhen, I don't think you can give a player 200,000 more ahead of everyone else. It just does not make sense. We're trying to move Sterling for that reason. We're trying to move Chilwell for that reason. Lukaku obviously is gone, Kepa and all that. It doesn't make sense. I don't see us doing that with the wage structure we have in place, because it doesn't set a good precedence for all the other players that are there already. How can you have
Hmm.
a player? Okay, he's proven a bit more, but Enzo's won a World Cup, Copa America, blah blah. I'm not saying he's the class of Osimhen exactly, but how are you going to put a player there with 200,000 more than anyone else? I just don't
Yeah.
see that happening, and it wouldn't be. I think that would put us in the locker room will be in turmoil, because they'll want more money. It'll just complicate things a lot. I just think it won't happen, and I don't think we're going to pay those salaries again. Not now. May see that happening right now. I just can't see us playing that much for someone.
Maybe if he comes on loan with an mandatory obligation for permanent purchase after the season, that works, right?
I don't know, coach. I still don't see it, unless he accepts the wages. I still don't see it. So you'll
Hmm.
basically, after everyone else is gone, it will be 200. Yeah, 200,000 will be the highest earner. Osimhen won 360 minimum, so you're
Wow.
160 more than the nearest player. I
Yeah,
just
that is
don't
tight.
see that working really with the structure, and also just with the squad we have at the moment. I just don't see it, because it's going to cause a lot of trouble. I know people say, "Oh, it doesn't matter." It obviously matters, because we're moving Sterling, we're moving Chilwell. It matters, and that's besides this transfer fee and the agent fees and all the other taxes and all the other fees involved. There's a lot of other fees and other things involved. So yeah, I don't see it. I think if they do work, they'll want it to look good on the books for everyone else. Yeah, he can be
Hmm.
very, very incentivized. So if he scores a certain amount of goals, he gets us to Champions League, etc., etc. Maybe then it can go really high. It can go much higher, but otherwise, I don't see it being on the books that much. I don't think we'll be able to. We'll be doing that. I just don't see it.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to catch up with what we have in the chat. Come back to the panel so we can move on to the next topic. Let's hear what people in the chat has to say about the elephant finally leaving the room. And we have Vic. I've read that. He's having a go at me. And congratulations, Jude Mesole, the CEO of Chelsea FC Jingle. And if you haven't, please go check out his YouTube channel. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He's working really hard for that. Dante is saying hello to you. And please, there you have it. The link to his YouTube channel. Go check it out and subscribe if you haven't. Selflessness is the reason why we're growing as quickly as we're growing. He's selfless, always here to support. Let's do the same for him. And the blue to forget me saying here, if we get rid of Kepa, Chilwell, and Sterling in this window, then we win at the window. I think we will. All of them will leave. Kepa will leave. I'm hearing, we'll get to that in a bit. The issue with Kepa's case is that I think, is it Bournemouth? They are interested to take him on loan, and we're saying, okay, we're open to that, but he has to sign an extension. Because we don't want a situation where by the time the season ends, he's the free agent. And I'm quite sure Kepa would want that. But clearly, they're not stupid to the measure of allowing him leave on loan and then leave as a free agent. It's common sense, really. I think even my 8-year-old son would say, no, I'm not doing that, because it doesn't make sense. It's a great day when the members of the H place are celebrating with non-H members. Yeah, thank goodness you accept you're a member of the H place. Let's see what else we have. He says we would have. That's the beautiful game here saying we would have to come. Okay, he. Do you mean he? Okay, I'm guess. Yeah, correct. You see, it's so hard in there that your brain cannot work correctly right now. He would have to come in on loan and push Haaland and Palmer right to the wire. Then he gets a permanent on those wages. I think he wouldn't come if the loan is just with an option for a prominent purchase. It has to be with an obligation. I don't think he'd have an issue to sign a heavily incentivized salary, because he has strong belief in himself. But in coming in with an option, that's not going to happen. With an obligation, maybe that will happen. More likes, people, more likes. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. We have a total of 94 people watching, but only 61 those of YouTube, and we are still on 31 likes. If you haven't, please take a second to drop a like on the stream, and also do subscribe to the channel. And for those of you following the show on X, kindly like the video, share the video, follow our X account, and join us here on YouTube if you don't mind. Emmanuel Ewusie Mensah Jr. That's definitely a Ghanaian bro. Nice to see you, Mr. Mensah. We appreciate you. You're welcome here. Feel at home. And more importantly, your opinion matters. He says, we thank God Lukaku is gone. Drink on me. Yeah, that is very generous of you. Drinks on Mr. Ewusie. He's a very nice guy. I like you already. Okay, Lukaku gone. Let's go. And the Bluetooth game is saying that FA have a rule which says a player's contract cannot finish before the last game of the season. So we would have to resign Kepa, which is at risk. So I've heard. Okay, I know nothing about that. I'd have to educate myself on how that works. But that's, by the way, we'll move on. Anybody else has anything else to say about the fact that the elephant is finally, or maybe will finally leave the room? Let's hear you if you have anything else to add to that. Let's hear you. Otherwise, we are going to move on to the next item we have lined up here. Anybody? Bobby, Dante, Tobejo, any of you?
Nope.
Right. Finally, the elephant will most definitely leave the room. So we'll move on. The next item here, Enzo Maresca on Chelsea to sign a new striker. If we have the chance to bring in a number 9, that can help us make the difference, and then we are gonna try. So for me, I interpret this as definitely we're still looking to sign a number 9, and maybe Osimhen may well be the guy, or someone else. I don't know. Just as Dante said, we could out of nowhere sign another number 9. We've proven that with the way we got the Pedro Neto to Chelsea over the line. Anybody has anything else to say with regards to this particular report? Do you think we're going to sign another number nine, or do you think that's it? I don't know. Dante, you want to start? You go ahead.
Yes, I think we're definitely going to sign another number nine. Um, although Maresca did say that he likes to play Felix as a false nine, so that was a bit interesting. So
Hmm.
not sure if there's a little clue there that maybe not, but I still think yeah, we still definitely most likely are. I mean, it's been the plan all along. It hasn't been any secret. The club has said it. The directors have said it. So it's really not a secret. We definitely all the positions they said we're gonna buy, we bought, and this is the last one. So if we follow that, we're pretty sure we're gonna buy a number nine. Who that is, like I said, for me, Osimhen's still 50-50 because of that reason. It could be another one. I don't
But
know who.
definitely, given the pattern of the way we've operated this particular transfer window, you're certain we're definitely signing a number nine.
Yeah, well, we kind of need one. uh like even Maresca in the press conference he said he loves Guy. He made that mistake how he plays, but he still loves him. But like I was saying all along, he's still only 18 years old. He's gonna come up short on a lot of occasions like that because the pressure gets to him. He's still just 18. He's not quite ready. He's not quite ready. He's not mature enough. He's not quite ready to go for it. Yeah, he can play here a little bit in there, but I still think he serves him best to go on alone. And yeah, that's just my opinion on Guy. But I don't think he can do it. Jackson, we know he's good, but it'll take him a bit, and he'll miss a lot, and he'll score a lot. We still need another number nine. Maresca shown us that he's not really preferring Nkunku up as a nine, which I actually thought he'll actually suit very well the system. Nkunku as a nine, it doesn't look like he prefers him there at all. So I think we're definitely signing a striker. Who that is, I can't say 100% though yet.
Yeah, and to be honest, the manager's comment doesn't imply that definitely we're signing one. But which, if going by the pattern, if we go by the pattern of how we've operated this window, you could argue definitely we're signing another striker. Tobeho, let's hear you. What do you make of this? How do you interpret this particular report? For me, if we have the chance, which means for me, that alone, these three words here, if we have, to me doesn't mean that definitely we're signing a striker. It could still happen, but we don't know. But Tobeho, let's hear your interpretation of this report by Fabrizio Romano. Do you think we're definitely signing another striker, or do you think I don't know? Whatever you think, let us know.
I don't want to use the word think. I eh, we want a striker. We need a striker.
And that is you. That is your opinion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
From my opinion, I don't think we need a striker. We want a striker because at the moment we can't keep on playing with Nicholas Jackson and Mark Guihi. I know Guihi is still young, still have a potential, but again, we can go another season with potential. So overall, we need a striker. But again, it's up to the coach and the sporting director, nothing to do with us. So hopefully, they'll make the decision whether we need a striker or not. But personally, I think we do need a striker. Personally,
All right, Bobby, let's hear your thoughts on the possibility of us signing another striker. The manager, his statement doesn't suggest we're definitely signing one. The if there changes a lot of things, but pattern says it could still happen. The pattern of our operation this particular window. Um, yeah, you can. I mean, you have every right to say thank you to Antonio Conte, but let's hear you, Bobby. Your thoughts? Do you think we're still most definitely going to sign a striker?
Well, I can't say most definitely. I don't think that's a wise way to talk. However, it's likely, it's very likely. I think a striker is very much in our sights. It's a question of which striker. I think the indication is right there for Napoli to have increased their offer and to drop 30 million euros down payment for Lukaku increasing by 15 million with add-ons, and for him to walk, I think there is the sign that the Osimhen deal is probably leaning towards our way. I'm sure that the Napoli director didn't just come to London to talk about Lukaku. He has a problem there in Osimhen, a financial pressure that they can do without. And they would have added something, but you're not going to know this. If not, I have decided, a long time ago to back the sporting directors. I don't think they're letting us down at all. I think those guys are doing some really shrewd, tough business, very, very tough business. And I think if you don't see Osimhen coming in, just as Dante said, somebody else will suddenly surprise us and be the guy that they are going to bring in through the door. I think it will be a fairly renowned striker, a young striker, but fairly renowned. And the lair of the land and those strikers are few and far between. They're not that many out there. So, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. What I like about it is that we're not in a desperate position. They are. We can do without a striker. It won't be the best, but I think we could manage if we have to, if it means waiting for the right person and for the right opportunity. So yeah, I mean, all this stuff is leaning that way for sure. And I'll just quickly pop in something about Jadon Sancho because this is Man United media usage. They're very good at media, social media. They always have that very much in their hands, as do Liverpool. We're not going for Jadon Sancho. It's not going to happen. We don't need a winger, certainly not one with his wages. We're getting rid of players on high wages. We're not going to go and get another one that we don't need and put him on high wages, bigger than the wingers we've got. It doesn't even make any sense. So that is a Man United propaganda hit piece. They're trying to get rid of him. They're throwing it out there to see if they can draw the attention of Chelsea agents at least. But it's not going to work. He's not coming to Chelsea. I can bet you anything on that. Come the close of the transfer window, you will not see Jadon Sancho at Chelsea. They're desperately trying to get rid of him. He's not got a part in their squad. The media is demonizing Chelsea for what they allegedly did to Raheem Sterling. Well, take a look at what's happening to Jadon Sancho and just understand that this is football. It happens everywhere.
Yeah, Bobby, thank you so much. I don't think so either, except if this then it happens that it will come you say very cheap and also take a pay cut. The possibility is still there, but that's why we're here to look at it. But given everything you've explained, it just doesn't make sense given the sort of salary that he's on. It's not gonna happen. Big up to you too. Thank God it's gone. We're celebrating. Chelsea fans are celebrating, and yeah, the biggest snake forever never returns again. He's not coming back, and I think now that he's gone, he's gonna be saying quite a lot. And Conte himself doesn't like Chelsea, in my opinion, irrespective of what he won as Chelsea manager. For that prolonged court battle with the club, for me, it shows yeah, he's a character I would never want to deal with in my life. But yeah, I would love it if we recante on the Osimhen deal and sign Tone out of a spite for Napoli. Recante is that, am I pronouncing that wrong, or you deliberately use a word that doesn't exist? English isn't my first language, so I don't know a lot of words. But that's, by the way, we move on to the next item. Good luck to him. That's all I can say. This says that Tino Anjorin is in advanced negotiations with Empoli over a move from Chelsea. I'm guessing a permanent move, not a loan move this time. He's been on our books for like 1,000 years. I'm not saying he's vampire, but you get the gist. How long has it been on our books? For a while now. I don't know if anybody on the panel has anything to add to this particular report. Otherwise, we're going to move on to the next one. Anybody?
Sell more kids, Coachella, and bring more money.
You don't
He's
care, right? No,
forever.
no
I don't-
sentiments. And I am the same. Do what we have to do. Should I don't know if it'd be right to say keep our club afloat, and maybe do what we have to do to not get into trouble with financial. What's the correct way to phrase that? Financial regulatory bodies such as the PSR and FFP. I don't want that to happen, and we can't keep all of them. I don't know whether I've actually seriously followed him and understand how he applies himself on the pitch, and whether at any time I've wanted him to stay. I think he's been in between. I've always viewed him as a mediocre player, and that hardly ever happens with me. But that's by the way. Let's move on. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 89 people watching, 53 of those on YouTube, the rest on the X. We appreciate you. And for those of you who are following the show, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. But we want to ask you for one favor, one tiny bitty favor, which is just take a second and drop a like on the video for us, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Okay, listen, this comes next. This was before the Lukaku deal went through. This reads, as of today, Napoli are not certain about the transfer of Victor Osimhen. I think now they'd be. Now they would want him gone. I don't think they'd be able to accommodate him and Lukaku. That'd be a lot. That'd be nearly, you could argue, close to more than 60% of a million for two players
Coach,
weekly, and they don't do that a lot in Italy. Go ahead, Bobby.
Coach, I don't know who did that. I can't quite see because I'm on my phone, but that's propaganda. It's BS. Napoli are
Demisio. I
desperate.
think he's been on this. He's been on this Osimhen talks deal, and he's been correct, in my opinion. But go ahead with what you were saying.
Not in this case. I will hang my hat on this one. They are desperate to get that guy out now. If
Hmm.
they've got Lukaku coming in, they want and they need him out. Of course, they're going to put it out there that, oh, they're sitting pretty, sitting comfortable, but just check their bank balance and see that that guy just has to leave that club.
But let's be honest here, Bobby. The desperation from Napoli's perspective is only exists if we are the only club interested in signing him. The moment they have more than one club interested in signing him, they're not going to be that desperate to let him go.
They'll still be desperate to let him go. It's just they'll have more options and they'll look for the better option.
Mm,
That's fine.
mm, yeah.
But that doesn't take away the financial pressure of him being there. It just makes them to be able to say, okay, you've come with this, and I can assure you they won't waste time haggling. If somebody comes and says, look, I want to drop the money and take this guy, they'll say, thank you very much.
Mhm.
So they are desperate. They need him out of there. And if you think they're not desperate, okay, let him stay there for the next season and see what will happen.
Mm. Interesting, Dante. What do you make of Bobby's thoughts on the comment we just looked at? Or do you want me to show it to you once again?
Oh, I've seen it. That's fine. By quite a margin, but they only have two other players over 100,000. Look, they've afforded him this season, and Lukaku's not going there on big salary. He's going to be at around the 100,000 mark either, so it's not
That
such a big
low?
salary for Lukaku. They afforded to carry him a bit of last season, this season as well with that salary. They probably still can afford it because they've got a little bit of a smaller squad. So it's basically like two or three players, but they've got a much smaller squad. So that's how they can carry him. But obviously, they would probably like to get him off because you can't really have Osimhen and Lukaku in the same position. So they'll want to play both. They'll want to play every game. So yeah, that's probably more telling that Lukaku came and Conte so publicly wanted Lukaku and he's wants him there for a reason. And Bobby's right. He's not going to go there. So Lukaku won't go there to not be a starter. So and so yeah, it's even though I think they can keep his wage for another season, but I think that's more important, and I think he'll have to be moved because of that reason.
Hmm. Okay, I think it makes sense, really. And here Vicky saying, Bobby, that's not true. If they are desperate, they could have sold Osimhen to PSG for 80 million, or the Napoli guy there. I can never say his name correctly, for 100 million. PSG will take any of them. Yet the Napoli guy is not for sale. I don't think they'll sell him. If they sell him and bring in Osimhen, it'd be for nothing. I
That was at a different point of the transfer market where they felt other suitors were going to step forward. And I don't think PSG were particularly that strongly interested. That was why they threw money at it. When it got rejected, they walked, and they've kept walking and will keep walking, over the hills and far away. It's now gotten to that point where they are desperate. I don't know who wrote that. I don't know why they wrote that, but that's just the reality. He is a financial pressure. And in the current environment of FFP, and I don't know what regulations they have in Italy, but I do know that they have them. Nobody wants a financial pressure. Nobody wants a high rated striker that one will not play, two will become a bottleneck in your system. It's just common sense. This is the time to strike. It was always going to be like this. It was what Chelsea were waiting for to take it to the wire. Trouble is, how many other people are waiting to take it to the wire? Because this is where it matters. Somebody might come and say, okay, we'll take him for 60. Somebody might come and say, okay, we'll take him for 40. Just like Chelsea's saying, thereabouts. Time will tell. But will they be desperate to get him out the door? Of course they are. It's common sense. Will they say it? Of course not. They'll tell you that they're happy to keep him till his contract ends. They'll come out with all these jingles and quotes. Meanwhile, their accountants are screaming at them to get this guy off the books. It's
Did,
reality. Let's see what happens.
just a quick note on that
yeah,
too.
Dante, go ahead. Let me take care of something. Go ahead.
So yeah, the other, arguably the second best player, well, Kiva, obviously we're seeing him on screen. He's only on 30,000 euros a week. Isn't a very low salary, and I
There
haven't
you
seen
go.
any indication yet that they're going to extend him. But I think he would want to. Hence, the offers coming in for him. Obviously, he probably would want an extension, so that might complicate things with him a bit. Because I'm sure Kiva from 30,000 euros, he won't. He's had a solid couple of seasons, especially the seasons before. I don't think he's definitely worth a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So
Got to at
I
least
think
double
his
that or
contract
triple it.
is a major issue as well. If they want to keep him, they're gonna have to raise his contract by quite a bit, just like they did for Osimhen. So that's another little note there to take in consideration.
Yeah,
I
it's a
mean,
complicated situation. Go ahead, Bobby.
my gut feeling is that there are, and it's not a secret. The negotiations for Osimhen are ongoing. I think the agreement on Lukaku now creates a more focus on it, and the shortage of time also creates a more focus on it. And my feeling is that if anything is going to happen with Osimhen, by Wednesday we would be hearing what that is from a Chelsea point of view. If it goes beyond Wednesday, maybe PSG may come back again, but they're not going to come back with the offer they had before. They'll reduce the offer just to show you the corner that Napoli's in. Now, will they be that stupid and that prideful to say no? Well, if you do, it's to your detriment. PSG don't need him. Nobody actually really needs him. Yeah, he's going to be of benefit, but nobody's desperate for him. Even Chelsea, we need a striker, yeah, but we can manage. Our team is integrating, developing. We can go another season without a top striker. It's not ideal, but we can. So they will sell this guy to the nearest and most advantageous bidder. Their target may not be so much the selling price, but the offloading of the wage bill. That's my opinion on this.
Yeah, Napoli's annual payroll is about 70 million. It just went up. Just give me 1 second here. Napoli's annual payroll is about 75 million pounds or euros, I don't know, versus almost 300 million in revenue. They will be all right. That's a good point, but I think our opinions, respective opinions, are valid. But let's see what happens. Big up to you too, Carlo. Well, nice to see you, Bon. I hope you're doing well. I think Napoli were too smart to uh, fall into their own trap about Victor Osimhen. They increase his wages and release clause, hoping they will recoup everything by the time they sell him. Osimhen himself, in my opinion, was too stupid to have signed that contract. You know, money speaks, they say. This transfer window, but it's unfortunate for them anyway, because they will have to count their losses. That's what you believe, but let's see what happens. The club is spending less than one third of its revenue on wages. Yet Bobby thinks they are in trouble. I wouldn't say they're in trouble, but I'm quite sure you understand Bobby's point. Chelsea is saying, Coach, please, can you tell me what the heck, I'm of course remixing that, our transfer strategy is? Um, in all honesty, I can't help you with an answer for that. With that, if anybody on the panel can, fine. But I think I'm inclined to believe we know what we're doing. Yeah, we're taking corrective measures in terms of we're signing more experienced players. And for those that have been screaming that we're signing kids, do we
No,
have all the kids we've signed in at Chelsea or in the first team? No, we don't. But
I've
Bobby,
got
let's hear you.
I've got an answer to that. You know,
Yeah.
that is a redundant question taken off of the Sky Sports Henry Winter playbook. I will put the question to you: what is anybody else's transfer strategy? What is it? You go for the best. We are rebuilding. David Ornstein said that in a fans chat forum very clearly. People conveniently, people that want to attack Chelsea, conveniently lose sight of the fact that this club went through a huge takeover 2 years ago, and this takeover has created no all manners of issues and problems, and that the club is trying to address with a rebuild. And when you're rebuilding, you look for a strategy that will give you longevity, which is what they're doing. They're looking for a strategy that will give them players for the present, for the long term, and for the medium term future. Players that that can tide them through phase two of the rebuild, which is all the infrastructure and of course the stadium. So it is redundant to say, oh, what is their transfer strategy? Their transfer strategy is quite clearly laid out. They're looking for young players. That is for sure. That is their project. Now, what type of players? It depends. Every top club is always after the best. And Chelsea is trying to mop up the best of the young talents around the world in order to have a portfolio, a stable, if you like, of young players that the best can get into the first team at Stamford Bridge, or at worst, they sell them for a profit. It's as simple as that. Or utilize some of them to work and develop in the sister clubs. At the moment, there's only one in Strasbourg, but you know that is generally what they're doing. Nothing is cast in stone. You have to be flexible, and they will be flexible. If an opportunity arises and a Lionel Messi esque player appears and they're able to go for him, they will go for him, as would anybody else. But trying to limit Chelsea to this, what is your transfer strategy? Is this sort of redundant question that keeps getting thrown at us? We're rebuilding. That's our transfer strategy. How's that?
Yeah, thank you for that. Dante, can you address the follow up question and we'll move on to the next topic? Thank you, Bobby, for that. Dante, are
Uh,
you there?
if oh yep, okay. So
I
if
thought maybe
there's
one of those is you have those cheap internet connection. I want to put you on the spot. Go ahead.
um is this not going to stun the growth of the young talent we've been buying? This is a losing strategy, in my opinion. Okay, Chelsea. Um, well, we're still buying young talent, and the players we are buying are still young. They're not old. We're still, Felix is 24, Pedro Neto, same age, a little bit younger. I think, yeah, 1 year younger. Osimhen's not that old. What is he's 25? Just turned 25, I think. So they're all that still quite young. We're basically buying like exactly what Bobby said, buying the best of the younger generation that's coming up, so we can actually compete. The best ones will stay, the other ones will get sold, and at least they will not just go away from the books. At least they'll go profit on the books, because we will be able to sell them. Not all of them, but most of them with a profit. So that's going to help fund the team even much further. And when the time is right, when we start, really competing and challenging in the next couple of years, then I think we will go for more experienced players and quote unquote superstars, like they say. So till then, no, I don't see us going for older players. That's sort of the range that oldest will go. We went for really, really young, and now we've gone for a couple more 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds, just to add a little bit of experience. The next step, the season after that, we'll wait and see. That if we're pretty up there, top four, competing for the top four Champions League, the next step obviously is the team's pretty good enough. The younger players will grow even a bit more. Then you may be able to add some more experience. But it all depends how it goes. But this has been the plan all along, and so far it's going pretty good, except the coaching. They've got the coaching wrong up until now. So hopefully Maresca's the man. I'm pretty confident he is the man to do that. But yeah, that's the only criticism I've had of this ownership, and that's only, unfortunately, couple of mistakes. The coaches, they've got the wrong coaches. They've tried for the best up and coming coach, then they went for obviously RX. So yeah, look, things change. You have to be a little bit adaptable, like Bobby said, but that is the plan overall. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, Tabeho, you have anything to add to that, or should we move on?
Nah, coach, I'm fine. I, I love the way you said to Dande, you're having a chief network.
He's gonna kill me. I hope he doesn't find his face. Go ahead. Yeah, he's probably crying, right? All
We'll
right.
see, Josh.
Thank you,
We'll see.
Chelsea.
We'll see what happens.
Chelsea, thank you for that good connection. We appreciate you. We've talked about that. And Emmanuel Wusie Mensa Jr., my Ghanaian bro here, says, let's see what he has to say. Coach, I love you too, my Niger brother. Yes, West African brother. Ghana and Nigeria, forget the rivalry football. When it comes to football, I think it's all love. Yeah, for the drinks, they have to catch me in Washington, D.C. I told you I like you already. He came in and he says, drinks on me. As if we can see him. Um, Maybe, you never know. But nice to see you, bro. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Welcome. Feel at home, express yourself. All we ask of you just to keep it civil. Shafadinho is saying, are we playing the same game with Napoli as we did with Atletico Madrid? Not really. If we try that, we're not going to win against Napoli president De Laurentiis. Deal done, but no documents signing. Like possibly you could be right about to pull it off if Osimhen doesn't come. You never know. We're smart, but De Laurentiis, if we try that, we're not going to win. I think the owners have a long-term strategy, but we will have to wait and see a few years from now to see how it goes. And I'm going to say this quickly. Their strategy, in my opinion, definitely will start what's the language? Is it reaping results? You can say producing results, maybe, to be sure I'm not using the wrong language there. I think it will start saying that they're taking corrective measures by signing more experienced players. But nice to see you, Bob Brown. That's smart there. It's not Bobby Brown, but nice to see you. Dante, two mistakes, the coaches and Mudryk. We'll get to that in a bit. My bro, Shurinat Govindarajan, nice to see you. Oh, by the way, Love the show, Coach. Thank you so much, my bro. Much love to you. I appreciate you. And I think the show, the Blue Money Show will still come back, but we need to bring more people onto our team to help us make sure the shows are running smoothly. The Blue Money Show will come back. This one will remain. I'll be the main host for this one. And the weekly, there's also a plan in place of weekly members on this show that will kick off soon. But nice to see you, my bro. I hope you're doing well. And my bro, Zion, nice to see you, bro. I do hope you're doing well. Much love to you. And we have Osimhen's future will be clear next week, whether it's PSG, Chelsea, Saudi Arabia, or whoever. Not today or this week, according to Fabrizio Romano. And I believe him. He's been saying that for 1,000 years right now. I'm not saying he's a vampire, but he get the gist. And my sister and good friend, Miss Melina, is in the house. Nice to see you, Mel. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show right now. Let's see what else we have here. Surinate is saying, okay, just saying hello to a good friend of his too. Yes, people. Yep, my friend is here and my sister is here. Please go and subscribe to Miss Melina's YouTube channel. She covers all EPL clubs and beyond. Link is there. Go check it out. Her knowledge of football, man, is something special. And more importantly, she's a nice person because I don't like to deal with bad people. Much love to you, Miss Melina. Nice to see you. I appreciate you. And also we have my bro here, exclamation mark, BCM, Blue Clouds Media in Zion. Let's help him get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He deserves that. I've said something. I've actually I've said something. Go check it out. Your post on the X with regards to Lukaku's departure. The question is now whether his departure opens the door for the arrival of Romelu Lukaku. For Jesus Christ, what did I just do? Victor Osimhen, we'll find out. Big up, need people go and subscribe to my bro's YouTube channel. The link is there. Let's help him get to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. He deserves that. He puts on very selfless. He's very selfless. Doesn't care as long as you're a Chelsea content creator. And he knows you. He will tell people to go check out your YouTube channel and help you grow. So I hope and pray he gets to 10,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Not just because he's my bro, but because he's kind-hearted and I've known him for a while. We've come a long way. But that's by the way. We'll move on. Victor Osimhen, let's see if it happens. So here talks about where would Raheem Sterling be best going? Okay, that's some English right there. Juventus, one of the options. Aston Villa, Crystal Palace. I don't know about Aston Villa. I've heard that Juventus, we went to them with a deal that would have involved, what's his name? Chiesa coming to Chelsea and Raheem Sterling moving to Juventus. They rejected that for financial reasons. Aston Villa, I've heard. Crystal Palace, I haven't heard, and I don't think he would want to go to Crystal Palace, in my opinion. Let's see. Before I get Dante's opinion on this particular report, Coach, we're gonna go for Victor Osimhen. Okay, he's confident. We're gonna play the waiting game and wait close to the deadline day, so it will be on our terms. The truth remains, if the Saudis come calling, we cannot compete. Sign Osimhen or Turner. We may end up seeing Turner here, even Jean Duran. Coach, let's see what else we have in there. Ecstatic I am right now. Lukaku out. We are now going to clear a major chunk of wages in with Sterling. Jesus, going up with Sterling in Chile's and Chile heading out. That's huge wage recoup we are seeing ahead of the season. Yeah, we're great. I think that will make a whole lot of difference. I will do that in a bit. More likes, people. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. 48 likes. Let's try and get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. And by the way, we have 108 people watching, but only 54 of those on YouTube, 50% to be precise. This is how it's going to be. We have Maresca on for long run, having a small core and rotating the squad every window. And Maresca, I am loving him more. It's an everyday. He is ruthless in terms of making decisions. Sentimentality, no. If you done fit, you're gone. But Dante, let's hear you. Raheem Sterling, where do you think he ends up? We've seen a lot of conflicting reports, but I'm quite sure more importantly, he'd be expecting Chelsea or would want Chelsea to buy out his contract. But let's hear your opinion on Raheem Sterling's situation, given what we have on the screen.
Yeah, look, I don't think he'll leave England. He pretty much said he doesn't want to leave England. He doesn't really want to leave London, but there's not that many teams in London. There is a few, but not who will take him on those wages. It's a bit hard for anyone to take him, to be honest. Look, Aston Villa, I think it's around 100 kilometers or so, I think, away, 150 kilograms. It's not that far from London, but still a bit of a drive, but depends where he lives. A lot of the players don't, live in London. They live sort of around, depends where he lives as well. It could work. Aston Villa, they're in the Champions League. Will he be a guaranteed starter there? I don't know. It's tough to tell. They did well. Do they want to change that and add Raheem Sterling and ruin everything? I don't know. Raheem Sterling's not going to go anywhere unless he starts he's got assurances that he starts every game in and out. I just don't see him going anywhere else. Crystal Palace, yeah, probably will do that if he goes to Crystal Palace. But Crystal Palace are not paying his wages, that's for sure, and they're not paying a transfer fee for him. I think the solution in the end is going to have to be, I think we're going to loan him, say maybe to like a Crystal Palace, and we're going to cover probably half the wages or maybe even more than half. I think that's the only, unless someone comes and rescues us out of this one, I find it very hard that he's going to go like Saudi. He said no. Out of England, he said no. I just don't see him leaving. And even London, he said he's not leaving. He wants to stay in London. His kids are in school there. His
He
family's
hasn't
there.
seen enough money to get him to leave London, in my opinion. If the
No,
Saudis come in with, you could say something like 700,000 pounds per week, I think he's going there. But
yeah, but they're
go
not
ahead with
coming with
what you were
that.
saying.
They're not giving him that money. They're just not going to give him that money. I don't, in my personal opinion, I don't think they would give him that much money. And I don't see him. He's too much of a family guy. London, he wants to be there. That was his whole goal. That's why he came back, and he made it very clear he doesn't want to leave London. So, look, we'll see. Like you said, you never know money, but I think if they find a solution, it will be in London. It will be one of the London teams. Who that is, I don't know. Crystal Palace obviously would work for him pretty well. He'll start every game there. It's pretty much there. Arsenal, I don't know. They could do with another winger, really, if because he can play on the right as well. But will he be back up to Saka? I don't think so. Or on the other side, Tottenham. No, I don't think Tottenham. They're pretty set there as well. Maybe could maybe fit on the right wing at Tottenham, but yeah, look, it's going to be tough to move him on those wages, and selling him, that's even tougher because you're selling him with those wages. No one's going to pay any money for him. And what, he's 29. He's 29 now, so he's getting up there. And let's not forget, he started very, very young as a professional. He was playing when he was 16, 17. He was already first team starter at 17, I think he was, for Liverpool. So he's had a very long career, even though he's only 29, but that's a very long career already. So it's quite risky for someone to pay that much now, just in my opinion, because one injury and he could be done. So one major injury I'm talking about. So yeah, we'll see. It's a tough one. We're stuck, I think, for now. We will move him because there's no other choice. We have to move him, and he'll want to leave. But where is that going to be, and how much is it going to cost us? That's what we'll need to find out.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Look at me here. I shouted you out, said hello, called you my brother, and boom, you're just agreeing with Dante, not even me. I don't like you anymore. But that's, by the way, he says, I agree, Dante. I don't see anyone going for Raheem Sterling, but alone will be the best option for Sterling at the moment. The question, I think the club would want him gone. If the possibility is there. If not, I think they wouldn't mind him living alone with the club that loans him, paying part of his salary. I mean, he's an issue, unfortunately. But we're gonna move to the next item we have lined up. Thank you so much to all of you for finding the time to be part of the show this particular morning. Not morning for me. It's 1:15 p.m. Sorry, I'm used to saying morning due to the Blue Morning Show. Bobby, I don't know. Do you have anything to say about Raheem Sterling, or should we move on to the next panelist?
The only thing I can add to that is I think the London angle is rather overstated. Raheem Sterling will go to wherever will give him football and will leave London at the drop of a hat if they pay more than he's getting at Chelsea. Yeah, he would like to stay in London, but there's plenty of time for staying in London at the end of his career. So I'm not sure how much weight that actually carries over and above his income. Um, I do get it. It's going to be hard to offload him on that income, but it boils down to quite simply this: how much does Raheem want to continue playing football? There's rumours that he wants to try and get back into the England setup. I can believe that, but he's got to be playing somewhere in order to do that. It's all down to him. I think Raheem Sterling is a proud man. I think he's still motivated to play football. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does take a wage cut to move on. Whether that's Crystal Palace or not, it's left to be seen, really. It is left to be seen. I don't think Palace can afford his wages. Um, and I'm not sure, it's a club that is fashionable enough for him to want to go. But if he's offered a leading role, continuous football, and a chance to get back into the England fold, he might just take it. Remaining in London, yet again another incentive. He might just take it. It's an interesting one, but I do think also that the club would be willing to loan him and would be probably willing to loan him and pay some of his wages simply because with this particular ownership, he is indeed their mistake. It's not like the Lukaku situation where they'll be irked by the whole thing. This is part of their responsibility. So they may be prepared to take accountability and pay a reduction in his wages if it means you get rid of him and to somewhere where he'll play. All we know is that we're going to know whichever way next week.
Yeah, we will find out. I do hope, probably believe that Tabeho would want to say something, but I'll get to him in a bit. Let's give those in the chat the microphone to hear what they have to say. Starlin is not a, it's not a risk, Dante. I disagree. The stats of this guy is crazy. Even if you compare him with all the attackers Pep has. Ever managed, and he still got a free tricks left in him. Okay,
That
you
was
have
years
strong
ago
belief
now.
in him. And what about Starling to West Ham United? I haven't read anything to that effect, but that may well be the case. Good evening to you too. God is grace. Night to see you. Don't worry, bro. I will agree with you too. But bro, please no more this morning. It's now afternoon. Yeah, exactly. I'm used to saying morning, so pardon me. I will get used to it. Tabeho, if you're there, do you want to say anything? Raheem Sterling. Four clubs being mentioned there. And I forgot one. I think I did see something to the effect of Galatasaray being interested. But we have Juventus. Is it Besiktas or Galatasaray? But I'm quite sure a Turkish club. Juventus,
It was
Aston
Yeah,
Villa, and
Galatasaray.
Crystal Palace. Is it Galatasaray?
Yeah, it was.
No,
Just to preempt,
Oh,
Fenerbahce, Dante, come on.
oh, Fenerbahce.
no, it was
Yeah.
Galatasaray. Three players, three of our
I think it
players:
was
Chilwell,
Galatasaray. The
Okay,
rumors are.
okay,
Sterling.
I think
Coachella,
we're mixing things up.
is
Currently, the wonderful the new report today actually.
is Fenerbahce. That's why I told you, Coachella, I'm going to bring light detective test when you come to the show.
Are you insulting Dante? He's gonna
I
be
want to lie
crying right
detector
now.
test. I want to lie detect. I want to. Where's the test?
But Tevejo, let's hear you. Yeah. Raheem
I,
Sterling.
I think the best option for him is to go to Aston Villa if it's possible, because I don't
Hmm.
see him going to Turkey. Juventus, yes, it's possible, but again, Italian clubs will like to prefer loans. You know them. You see, Vicky says Fenerbahce. That's why I've told you I'm going to
No,
bring a
Vicky
like.
doesn't know everything. I'm not gonna agree with you because Vicky said it. I don't trust him. Just go ahead.
As long as I'm coming with the light detective test, it's okay. Yeah, to be honest, I think Aston Villa is the right option for him, personally.
Yeah,
Since it's
they have Champions League football on
yes,
the good evening. An excellent manager. I think he'd do well there. But let's
yeah,
see where
but
he ends up. But I'm still gonna say this. Maybe I'm over. You could say over analyzing the situation. I think it's his priority. Maybe, in my opinion, would be to force a Chelsea to buy out his contract. I'm just going by what my understanding. You could say how I interpret the was it called the statement from his camp, plus the subsequent reports that came out the following day suggesting, yeah, he would want to sit with Chelsea and discuss a solution. To me, it's simple, really. The simple interpretation for me is that, yeah, I want to leave, but I will stay, except if you pay me, buy out my contract. That's just my opinion anyway.
Can't buy his
But Vic,
contract out, coach. It's over $60
sorry.
million. We can't buy his contract out.
Yeah, then maybe after the conversation, you can say, you know what, I'll take 40. Um, you, I don't know
It's
how else
still
to
too
phrase it. You just
much.
say he has us. He has the club where it hurts. So his case is
yeah,
this.
I,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I've sent you a DM to confirm that is Fenerbahce. But again, my friend Dante, I love you, but I'm going to bring the light detective test
It's
next stream.
No, no,
Fenerbahce.
but in all seriousness, there was a
It is
report
Fenerbahce, but it
a
was
week
also
ago or
Galatasaray as
so.
well.
Yeah, Galatasaray
No,
they were interested.
Yes, they were.
Yeah,
Anyway,
they
it doesn't
were.
matter. Either it's Turkey, whatever. One of those. They were both interested, but I don't, he's not going to Turkey. He's not going to go there. And just another little note. So Crystal Palace, the highest paid players are 100,000. That's the most. That's the highest. Eze is on 100,000. I think the new signing they just signed, Kamara, is 105,000. The rest of the 90, 80, 70. So the highest earners are around the 100,000 for Crystal Palace. So yeah, it's they would not pay 325,000 for a loan for him. 100% not.
yeah,
I don't think they will. I think we're in trouble. We've always known that selling him will not be easy.
This could turn into a Lukaku. This one.
Possibly, yeah. The club, I don't think, as you mentioned, wouldn't want to pay him that much money to buy out his contract, but I think he'd be willing to sit and talk with the club. We've seen that. If we're going by subsequent reports after that statement from his camp, he's willing to sit and talk with the club to find a solution. And for me, it's simple, really. What he's saying there, I'm really willing to sit and talk with you to see, yeah, if you want to pay me off how much you're willing to pay, then I'll go. There's this is not the correct list. I'm trying to find that report that Fenerbahce, they want three of our players. Let me find it. Just give me 1 second here.
yeah. I've sent you the one
Yeah, you
on your
did.
DM.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, we did
clicked
that
it. I
early on
did
your
click
show,
through it.
Tobago. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dante. Were you saying something?
No, we did that on Tobago's show earlier. We had that list up with Fenerbahce as well. Yeah.
But he's not gonna copyright us, right?
I don't know.
He's my bro. If he does that, I'm going to South Africa to go fight him. But that's, by the way, I think Sterling knows what he's doing. Which without that, you could argue that was what gave them the audacity to release that statement, and for him to, I think probably he's pushing for that to happen. You could argue that was why he took off the club's name from his profile, trying to see that. I'm speculating anyway. If he can get us to get angry enough to say, okay, come, let's talk. How much do you want so that you go? Because he knows probably he's not going to get the entirety of the, you can say, supposed amount, in my opinion. So let's go back to the presentation window before we even move to the next item here. This here is saying that Fenerbahce are interested in signing three Chelsea players: Raheem Sterling, Benoit Badiashile, and no, the second one, Ben Chilwell and Benoit Badiashile. Wow. I don't know whether to believe that or not, but we'll see what happens. I think the Raheem Sterling situation is a complicated situation. They will never terminate his contract. That will never happen. I believe that, but they may well have a conversation and pay him half of that or a quarter of that. It's simple. Or let's see what happens. But he knows he has them where it hurts, and and yeah, it's gonna be a game of cat and mouse. Let's see what happens really. This
Yeah.
here, Estevao Willian's reaction to the national team call up announcement. This kid is something special, and I'm gonna say this. I'm not saying this because we didn't sign Hendrick. I think he's a better player than Hendrick, in my opinion. Honestly, Hendrick, maybe he has you can say he's been what's the language or the term I'm looking for? You can say he has better PR. Let me just simplify it. But this guy doesn't have a PR machine as good as that of Hendrick, or you can say pioneered or maybe engineered by Real Madrid. But I think this kid, he's much, much better than Hendrick. I've always said that, and I keep saying that. The coolest chess to be let's hear you. I knew it was only a matter of time that he gets a call up to represent Brazil's senior team. But let's hear you.
Yeah, firstly, after this, I have to go Coachella, and
No
then
worries, bro. I totally understand.
yeah, and with Estava, our first day game during the week. They played very well, but they couldn't win the game. So this kid was playing very well. He created so many chances. Unfortunately, they were missing them. So overall, this is a baller, and hopefully develops very well under our umbrella. So guys, thank you for everything. See you soon, guys.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate you finding the time to be part of the show. To Dante, you have anything to say about
Yeah, Tobago.
Estevo?
Yeah, great opportunity for him. I'm not sure how much he'll play, but great experience to be around those senior players, uh, training with them, seeing how they train. That next level up, so it's just going to be a great experience for him. He might get some minutes, maybe come on a little bit, but yeah, it's going to be an amazing experience for him. So that can only benefit him.
I do think he gets to play. Brazil, they don't shy away from giving youngsters chances. And Andrea Santos played, Hendrick played, and for me, he's a much better player than Hendrick. I think he plays as long he gets a chance. Maybe the question is, I think you're saying the same thing. I think probably you're not too sure whether he starts or maybe just makes his senior debut. But I think he's going to play a lot, even more than Hendrick, because the likes of Rafinha and others, they've been absolute horse dung. Even that Ronaldinho had to say something. I don't know if you have anything else to add to that, or should we hear Bobby's
Look, yeah,
opinion?
I think he'll
Mm.
play, but I think he'll just come on for like a little bit. I don't think he'll start games. No, I don't see him starting.
Yeah, maybe he'll make his debut, and then if he does really well, but next time he gets to play. Bobby,
But
you want
I
to add to
agree,
that, or should we go ahead? Go
he's
ahead.
better than Endrick for sure. 100%, he's better than Endrick.
Oh,
I
so
agree.
you agree he's better than Hendrick, right?
Yeah, he is. Look, Endrick's a strike a little bit different. Endrick's a bit more mature bodied already. He's quite a big guy, so um, yeah, as you can see there, he's still quite a kid. Mousinho is still quite a kid. He's still quite young. His body hasn't really developed as yet. So yeah, that's why Endrick gets a bit more. He's still pretty good, Endrick, but he's definitely Mousinho is much more skilled. He's a much more skilled, much more technical player. He can do it all. But yeah, still got a little bit of more strength to put on him, and then he'll be fine. But for now, Endrick has that, and that's why he's a little bit ahead.
Hendrick is you say much more mature, like you said. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Bobby, anything you want to say about Estevao Willian getting senior
National
national
call
team?
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with what's been said. It's great experience for him. The Brazilians, they will play him. They tend to do that, and it's just a step in his development. And if indeed he is better than Endrick, he will definitely be integrated slowly but surely into that senior setup, which can only bode well for Chelsea in the long run.
Yeah. I like him, and I always say this. He's a much better player than Endrick, in my opinion. Also, okay, the Jadon Sancho news. Live score says Chelsea could make a late approach to sign Jadon Sancho, according to Athletic. There's one report that used a more specific language, waiting for an opportunistic, how did they phrase it again, so which means we, even if we're interested in signing, I don't believe this, but we have to address it anyway. It wouldn't be a situation where we end up paying anything close to what they paid for him and he'd have to take a pay cut. I think I've heard that he's a Chelsea boy through and through and never shies away from mentioning that he's always supported Chelsea Football Club. The possibility, I believe, is there. That is just my opinion anyway, but let's say you, Dante, what do you make of that?
Yeah, his well, we know his wages are massive. That's never going to happen. Um, is he good enough? I'm not that sold on him. Look, he's not a bad player. He showed that once he left Man United, he went back to Dortmund. He showed that he's got it in a different system, different setup. Is much better. So look, I don't mind it, but I don't want him, to be honest, especially with those wages and the fee. No, I don't think he's worth going for. We're pretty fine with, especially right wingers. We just showed Messinho's coming in next season, so and Paez, don't forget as well. So we don't really need him. I don't think there's no point spending money on him. We need that money to go towards a striker.
Would you say he has attitude issue? Given
It
we're
depends.
outsiders, we don't really know what has transpired
Exactly, it just
between him and
depends.
Eric Ten Hag.
Obviously, he
Go
did
ahead.
with Ten Hag, obviously, but that's with one coach. I mean, it doesn't mean he didn't have that
No,
problem
no
at.
pattern, right?
Yeah, it's not. It hasn't didn't have that trouble with Dortmund or so. Yeah, it's obviously just Ten Hag, so it can happen. There's always players that are gonna do that. So yeah, he's. Um, I don't want him, to be honest, in my opinion. But yeah, and I don't see it happening just for the money. Probably with the fee won't be that much because United will be desperate to get him off their books with that massive salary.
Yeah,
But
that's a lot of money. Bobby, let me ask you this. I know you've
just because of
spoken
that
about
reason, no one
him.
will take him on that salary. He would,
Yeah, I think if he comes to Chelsea, he would have to take a pay cut. But beyond whether you believe it's true or whether you think we cannot afford his salary, um, if he is willing to take a pay cut, is he a player you would want to see at Chelsea, or is it a no for you?
It's a no for me because I don't see the point. And alluding to somebody that posted something about obstructing other players, well, he would obstruct other players for no reason. Noni, for example, he's coming up well. He needs to be encouraged at this point, not discouraged. It's going to be hard enough for him to be playing regularly as it is. On the left, we've got Caicedo. We've got Pedro Neto. Quite clearly, we're going to persist somewhat with Mudryk. So where's this guy going to come in? If he's on the left, that means Mudryk will be sacrificed. Then we've got the floater or the floaters in the name of Felix and or Cole Palmer. I don't see it. It's not necessary for us, and I maintain this is Man United and their agents and media trying to put him out there, hoping that Chelsea agents and media snap him up. Trouble is, you know, since we've now done the Felix deal, it's even further away from happening. I don't see it at all. It's a problem for them because where's he gonna go? It's unnecessary unless he goes back to Dortmund. There's no
Yes.
top Premier League club that really has a place for him. He's only going to come and either warm the bench or just become a nuisance in the dressing room.
Yeah, and let me ask you one more question. You didn't say anything about that. Do you think he has an attitude issue? As a lot of people, I've seen some people say that. To me, I'd say no. I wait for pattern. I usually wait for pattern to emerge before suggesting whether a player has an attitude issue or not. He had to leave Manchester City academy because he wants playing time. Dortmund, he didn't have any issues there. He had to leave them because United wanted him. But let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm inclined to believe what you've said, that his issue, if you can call it an issue, is with Ten Hag. Now, this alludes to my point, that people getting their knickers in a twist about Raheem Sterling. This happens in football. Sometimes a manager comes in and he doesn't fancy you, and it is what it is. He wants to play a certain way. You do things that irritate him, and the best way out is out. Unfortunately, when it becomes a high profile player on big wages, it's newsworthy. And that's what he is. This guy can barely hold down a place in the England squad. That should tell you a lot as to, the tier of player he is. It is what it is. It's just football. Is he troublesome to Ten Hag? He is, probably. They fell out. He maybe exchanged some harsh words. It happens. Raheem Sterling wrote us a statement. It happens. Maybe not so much the statement, but at least some sort of disgruntled response happens, and Man United will need to find a solution. And I believe their solution will be probably to try and encourage Dortmund to take him back again. But I think even Dortmund are loaded on the wings now.
Yeah. Right now, we're going to look at some training photos, and we get to talk about Enzo Maresca's comment about Mykhailo Mudryk, and I think that highlights something, Dante and I, something we've all known for a while. Let me take care of this thing.
Yeah, it looks. Yeah, Palmer's obviously trained. No worries with the injury. People said he might have a hamstring injury when he came off against Servette, but he did say after the game. I saw an interview. Ask him, no, just a niggle, just felt something. So it looks like he's been cleared and he's trained today. So he was in full team training. So it looks like he's all good to go.
Yeah, thank you so much. So we'll look at training pictures. We get to talk about Enzo Maresca's comment on Mykhailo Mudryk, something we've always known. And I listened to Dante strategically explain to people, yes, while he's speaking the truth. We've always known there's a good player there. But let me leave it until we get to that particular topic. Palmer trained today, no injuries. I thought he was hurt. I was concerned. And in my lineup, I didn't have him there. And we've addressed that. And this is Enzo Fernandez and Felix and Nicholas Jackson. I think the three of them must. I don't think. I'm not too sure whether Felix starts on Sunday. But that's by the way. Anything else? Let's see. Woes manager. I'm looking for the comment on Mykhailo Mudryk. But before we do that, Dante Renato Veiga, he has you can argue the attitude of a leader, and I like that really. But before I get your response on his attitude on the pitch or character, maybe, let's see. Going for Sancho would make no sense right now. I think I agree. Where's our striker? Jackson and Mark Gee are stealing a spot up front. I think we're still getting a striker, but Dante, let's hear you. Renato Vega's attitude, character, if you prefer on the pitch, is something I like. We don't have too many players of that ilk. For lack of a or more specific language, but let's hear you.
Yeah, look, he plays hard. He likes to feed off the crowd. We saw that already quite a few times, especially against Servette. He knows how to. He knows the crowd's there, and he wants them to cheer on, and he's trying to pump up the crowd. So he's one of those players that loves a reaction. He wants a reaction from the crowd. He wants a louder. He wants that reaction back, and he did get it back for a little bit. But unfortunately, the crowds at home have not been too good. It's been quite quiet the last couple of games, with people chanting different names and booing and stuff like that. So it hasn't been a nice environment at Stamford Bridge. and he's trying to get that up, but he does that everywhere he goes. That's just the player. He plays on energy. He loves to be up for it and just really thrives on that energy. So he wants the crowd involved. When he puts a big tackle in, he'll rip his shirt off, pretend to rip his shirt off, and yeah, really try to get the crowd involved and try to get them going. That helps the team a lot, and that's what you want. We saw that quite a bit last season with Disasi as well. I remember Disasi was doing it quite a bit as well, and he had a really good stretch. Those 5 games when he was doing that. Look, he was very impressive yesterday, Vega.
And that can actually go a long way.
It does. You need it, especially when the crowd's like that, so quiet, and they're not feeling the game, and they're chanting Gallagher's name, and they're chanting Abramovich's name, and then booing some players and Maresca. I mean, it's just a mess at the moment there. Unnecessary stuff, unfortunately. But Vega, yeah, stood out, played very well, tackled, inverted. We know he can invert very well, playing that midfield role, put tackles in, great passing. Yeah, he did it. Made one little mistake, but otherwise he was very solid. He was one of my sort of top 3 players that played very well and really impressed in the game. So yeah, look, we're gonna be dependent on him. He's our backup. Sorry, backup. I won't say backup. Sorry, he's he's competing for that left back role. It's Cucurella's to lose, but he's there if needed, and he's gonna be very important, especially if we get an injury or something. He'll be very important. He'll play a lot of games anyway because we got a heaps of games. A lot of the cup games he'll play. So, and he might just squeeze himself into a starting position. You just never know. He can play the left centre back, can play the left back, can play the inverted as we saw him. Very versatile. So yeah, I'm a big fan of his, and I know you're a much bigger fan.
Yeah, I do love him. I think that's a good player in the excellent passing range. Can play as a DM, center back, left back, and right back too. Before I get your thoughts on Enzo Maresca's comments about Mykhailo Mudryk, he's agreed. He's a good player, but he has a lot to learn. And I think you and I and some other Chelsea fans, we've always known Mudryk's biggest issue is lack of proper coaching. And kudos to also Jan from Football Yannick has always said that that's the case. The Sassi is the Sassi doing it pissed me off because he was doing it when he had to fix his own errors. Yeah, I agree. And then made it seem like he made a Maldini type of tackle. I think that's an excellent take on the Sassi there. I liked him, but a lot has changed. I think he will struggle to get time on the Enzo Maresca. That could well change. But Dante, let's hear you, the captain of the house, before we round off. Your thoughts on Enzo Maresca's comment about Mykhailo Mudryk before we call it a day.
Yeah, what I've been saying from day one, and you've agreed as well, Coach. So a lot of some people said it, some people don't say it at all. They don't think that's the case, but for me, and Enzo Maresca put it perfectly and bluntly, he's got everything. He's a skillful player, can do it all. It's just up in his head, the final decision making, that final ball. He thinks 1 or 2 steps ahead when the game hasn't slowed down for him to be able to do that yet. And that's his big problem. I've always said, once the game, then he'll be able to see that next. He can see 1 or 2 moves ahead what he needs to do. But now there's a disconnect there, and he can't do it. And he hasn't really had the coach to work much. Is taking that on, and his team. They're gonna work with him. They're gonna try to get that out of him, and that comes with maturity. It's usually experience, maturity. Sometimes it never comes. The IQ. If you don't have the IQ, it doesn't matter how skillful you are, how technical you are, how fast you are. If you don't have that IQ, it doesn't click in after a while. Then you remain just a player who's just an average, a good player, nothing special. So I'm very confident. I'm very happy Maresca said that. And I did see him, I pointed it out a couple of streams. That he is trying. I saw him at training and during the game. He's always trying to talk to him, to tell him where to go, what to sit, what to do. He's always calling him over. So it's really trying to coaching him. So if this doesn't work, we'll see how long Maresca gives it. Probably the whole season. It could be till the January transfer window. Maresca will make that call, but I think it'll probably be the season. And if he doesn't make it, then Maresca will make that call and say, look, sorry, he's not it. We need to maybe move him on or loan him out. And I'm sure the coach will come to that decision if he can't get the best out of him. But I know 100% they are trying, and I do think he will do a much better job with him. But like I said, that IQ is very important. So it's up to him how hard he works at it.
Yeah, I just hope whatever Maresca does with him, he does it in a way that's not, his confidence is not going to take a hit. With that, I'll get this final comment there. And Shanks, nice to see you. Lateness is greatness, but we're about to round up. Mudryk is still very poor. People are simply in denial. Maresca better keep the same energy with him as he has with others. He won't give a chance unless it isn't his decision, of course. But let's see what happens. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to Constantine Duntu, the captain of the house. Thank you to Bobby Tabejo, who was here, all of you in the chat. And here's the link to Dante's X account. It's only fair that we share his X account so that people can help him grow. He contributes to the community very well. Thank you, Supreme Courts. Thank you to all of you in the chat. And if I missed your name, the Maya Fawale Vic also here. Thank you to all of you. If I missed your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la.